Hey everyone, as always, Dylan Miller prospecting. Welcome to another Tuesday night episode. Tuesday night gold panning fever, episode number 149. Let me go catch up on chat real quick. See who's here, who the early birds were. All things country, thank you for being here. Appreciate it. And first one here. And good luck on the no smoking. It's 2.5 years this month. 2.5 years this month that I haven't touched a cigarette. So, and before that was 5 years, and before that was 30 years of smoking. So, Mentally Corrupted, thank you for joining us. HD Chevrolet, thank you for being here and being a mod. I appreciate it. Jake Peacock, thank you for joining the show. Appreciate it. One and only, Mark Sheldon. Jason G. Mike from the Gold Vlog, how's it going? Thank you for joining the show. Redman00039. $20? How much dirt? Oh, plus shipping. I thought it was free shipping. If it was enough dirt, it'd be worth it. I could level out my yard. PA Patriot, how's it going? Thank you for joining the show. JBM, Charles King. All right. Culver Prospecting. Let me open up my chat. Pop it out. And Mike, GNS. Just watched your video. Just watched some cool stuff coming out. I'm excited for a lot of those Paydirts. I will say I was kind of disappointed that, I didn't get included in the mail call, though. Kind of disappointed. But it's all right. Fickle Prick Prospecting, thank you for joining the show. Wanda, J&V Rock Hounding, I appreciate it. Thanks, everyone, for joining the live show. I appreciate it. Ortiz, thank you for being here and being a mod, brother. How's everything going? I don't want to put your business out over the web, but how are those other things going? Things you've been working on. Hopefully those are, you're getting close now, hopefully. Stephen LeBlanc, how's it going? Oh, that's awesome. Took a break from streaming. Be here. That's awesome. Appreciate it. So yeah, today we're going to be panning out some unsearched Paydirt, 3 pounds of it. I'm pretty sure I know where this is from. I think it's from Paydirt Prospecting, which is a company I do like, and they don't guarantee any set amounts of gold. But I don't know if they say it's unsearched or not. I just couldn't find my notes on it, so I don't have a guarantee that's who it's from. The 3 pounds handwriting looks familiar to me. It looks like that's from Paydirt, and they do use double hefty bags every time I've ever ordered it. So no guarantee. I think it was like $40. I think it was like their 40 pounds. I think 3 pound bags, I think are their 40s. Now I've gotten some good results from them, and I've got some so-so results from them. They're kind of hit or miss, but I figured, made the unsearched video, might as well do that. Oh, brag away, brother. Brag away. That's why you win this stuff, is to brag. Yeah, and there was a lot of beautiful Australian gold. When I started seeing the pieces were too big, I was like, yep, not even going to look. Not even going to look. Way out of my price range. I was hoping you'd say, oh, we got some like 1/4 grammers and, maybe 1/3 of gram. Something that Miller Prospecting can afford. But no, you brought out all the honkers. The cobbles. Yeah. Oh, and I am excited to see your French Gulch Paydirt coming out. But see, I've got my own French Gulch. Got my own. Oh, what? We got a collab going already and you didn't even know about it. Because the stuff you sent me was just too beautiful, too cool. So I just dried it up, put it in one of my bags, and I will be giving this away to one of my Patreon members at the end of the month so they can enjoy that beautiful gold. Because that gold was way too beautiful for me. Ugly mug needs ugly gold. So that stuff was too beautiful. I figured I would tape your label onto one of my bags. And so somebody will be getting some French Gulch Paydirt. Just not from you. They're going to be getting it from me, from you. So I know. I look at your site. I actually have one picked out. It's in my cart. It's been in my cart for like a month now. I already have one in there. So no worries, Ortiz. No worries. I know what you're going through is a hefty ordeal. So Takes a lot of time and focus, stuff like that. So Big Texas Prospecting, how's it going? Thank you for joining the show. Appreciate it. Chris W. Anyone I missed, thank you. They're pretty good. I'm not a huge... Paystreak Prospecting is good if you get a good bag, and they're bad if you get a bad bag. They don't do a guaranteed set amount. I think they have like 5 or 6 different bags of Paydirt up there, and they go by pounds. They started out on eBay, and now they have their own website. But essentially what they'll do is they'll tell you it's 3 pounds, no guarantee, and it's like $40. And you'll either get a 50% ROI all the way up to a 100% ROI. They just kind of, it's kind of like the bonus bag strategy. Some people get 50, some get 60, some get 70, some get 80, some get 90, some get 100. So if you happen to be really unlucky and you buy a couple and you get all the 50s, you're not doing so good. But if you're lucky and you get all the 100s, then you're doing really good. But I've always liked them. I think I've gotten exactly the exact opposites. I think I've reviewed them like 4 times, and I think twice I got 100% and twice I got 50. So, especially for a seller that doesn't have any guarantee. And by the way, I did see Amaze 6 does have some new Paydirt up, $25 plus $12 shipping, 4 pounds, I think, on eBay. Because he actually messaged me and told me he had more in stock. So, not sure if I'm gonna pull the trigger or not. I still have a box of his from the last 4 pounds he has up there. I haven't gotten around to panning, so I don't know. For $25, I just don't know how much gold's gonna be in there. It's gonna be like a quarter gram. Jason, how's it going? Thank you for joining the show. Appreciate it. It's getting warm. You'll be able to go out all the time now. No snow keeping us inside, huh? The cobbles, everyone. Yeah, I know. You got to go check out the gold vlog. He's got all those new cobbles that they're just gold painted. Yeah. He's trying to charge extra money by painting cobbles. Brad, how's it going? Thank you for joining the show. Appreciate it. I'd get a 2% ROI with my luck. Yeah, I haven't reviewed them in a long time. It's probably been a couple years, 2 or 3 years since I've reviewed them. And I think that's why I got that bag in, was to review them. And then they kind of just sat on the shelf for too long. Because I do order, I have my secret shoppers. Because I use secret shoppers, I always have to order stuff way in advance just to make sure that it gets to my shopper in time in case there's a delay. And then they ship it to me. And for whatever reason, ever since COVID, my city, the hub here, is horrible. Every package that I think I've gotten in the last year arrives here and then gets shipped back to wherever it's going and then shipped back here. So everything that's I do with mail, I have to give 30 days. So a lot of times what happens is something else new will pop in, like a new seller or a new bag of Paydirts, and I get a secret shopper to order that, and I keep bumping things down. And I think that's what happened with this one. I think I kept bumping it down and down and down. Then eventually I was like, well, it's been too long. Buying a bag of Paydirt when spot is 50, and then when you go to review it when spot is 70 doesn't make sense. So figure, pan it out. It's unsearched. I have no idea how much gold's going to be in it. Maybe have some fun, and maybe not. Donna, how are you doing tonight? Thank you for joining the show, and thank you for being a mod. I appreciate it. Well, it's getting warm. It's getting warm. Here, it's kind of, you're right above me. So, we get down to the 20s, and the next day it's 70, the next day it's 20, the next day 70, just to make sure your sinuses get all destroyed and your grass grows and dies. And oh. Yeah. But it's getting there. It's trying to warm up, I've got my coffee here. My doctor told me I can't add sugar to my coffee no more. I'm dying here. But what you gonna do? I've been trying. I think I've tried 20 new coffees in the last 2 weeks trying to find one that tastes better, without sugar. That aren't it's funny. You look them up and they'll be like, oh, we're the best tasting black coffee. And they're like, yeah, it's like $40 for, 3 ounces. And at that price, I'd go back to drinking and start getting some good bottles of wine in. Coming out swinging. How's it going? Thank you for joining the show. Appreciate it. But all right, let's go start doing some panning. We do have 3 pounds of this. I don't think it'll be too tough to pan out, but we'll have to see. I'm not allowed to have any sugar. I don't use sugar. I used to use whatever it was, sucralose or something like that. But no, I'm not allowed to have any sugar or sugar substitutes or anything like that. You know, I'm not allowed to have any salt anymore or anything else like that. You know, my doctor told me I'm just not going to enjoy anything I eat anymore. So, Jade's Adventures, thank you very much, brother. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Thank you for joining the show. JBM, thank you very much. Must have been an accidental. Everybody's clicking the button at the same time, but thank you both very much. I appreciate it. And thank you for being a #1 fan. CJ Hayes, how's it going? Thank you. But yeah, my doctor, I'm not allowed. I've got some health issues going on, so no sugar, no salt, no taste, no fun. So, but the good thing is, because they started doing all these tests on me because of my lungs, because I did smoke for 30 years, my lungs are absolutely perfect. So I might start smoking just so I can have a vice now. Since I can't drink, I don't, I might have to go back to smoking, But, all right, let's start panning. Let's do some panning. 3 pounds to go through. I think it's Paystreak Prospecting. No guarantees though. So if it's really bad and Paystreak Prospecting happens to watch this video, then it's not. If it's really good, then yeah, it's them. But all right, let me turn on the panning cam. Shrink down the ugly mug. And there we go. Shrink down. I have to de-brighten that up some. Get rid of the ugly mug. Yeah, it's too bright. All right, let's see. Yeah, that's better. Redman, thank you very much. What's going on, everybody? Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. I know doctors, and it's a new doctor, too. My old doctor never made me take tests and stuff like that, which is probably why I liked her so much. She would just tell me, oh, you're at that age, you need a test. And I'd say, ooh, I really don't want to take the test. And she'd say, okay, maybe next year, But this new doctor's all about, oh, we want to make sure you're healthy so you can pay your bills and stuff like that. And I don't know. But thank you again, everybody in chat. JBM, Jade's Adventures, thank you very much. Redman, thank you very much. I'm trying to open up my live chat on my phone, so there we go. So I can see what I'm doing while I'm panning. But, oh, look, there's actually a note inside this bag, and I did not know that. Let's see what it says. Oh, it is from Paystreak. This is from Paystreak. They got their card in there. Now, see, if I would have actually looked at this bag before I started playing in the show, I would know that. But yeah, see? It is from Paystreak. Yeah. Huh. It's a 3-pound bag, so it had to be like $40. Donna, thank you very much for trying to sneak that in there when I'm not looking. Way too kind as always, Donna. Thank you so much. Oh, you should see. So I'm on a very strict diet for sugar and sodium, and I had to go through like all my food in my cupboard, and it's like you just pick up one thing and you're like, okay, I like this, and then you look and it has more sodium than I'm supposed to take in for the entire day, and I'm like, okay, take that down. So my cabinet's essentially bare. I went to the grocery store. And I was like, let me look around the grocery store and see what kind of stuff. And the only thing that really fit the budget for everything was rice cakes. And I hate rice cakes. So, I'm going to have to be part Asian because I'm going to have to be eating a lot of ramen that I have to make the broth myself, so it's got no sodium. and a lot of rice. So, you know, we'll see. Eventually, I'll get to a point and be like, it's not worth it. I need to eat something. So. All right. It's all cleaned out. And yeah. And Paydirt prospecting, if I remember right, see, I haven't looked them up because I wasn't sure this was them. I think they're from Arizona too. I think they're Arizona Paydirt. Well, I just saw a piece of gold. Now I buried it. But let's start panning. Nightbot might be a little harsh right there. Nightbot might be being a little harsh there. Yeah. So lucky for me. But you know what's funny? So I had to go through all my spices and things like that and start pulling everything. Because the way they get you with most sodium is by putting it in the extras. So like the hot sauce I like, I might add like maybe a teaspoon to the food I make. It's got like, I think it was 400 milligrams per like quarter teaspoon. So it's almost all salt. So just by me having that hot sauce every day was pretty much how much sodium I could have. So I had to go and move everything on the shelf that had sodium and put it on the low shelf so the kids can have that because, they're kids. Their body will absorb all that. But I had to go back. But it's good. I had to go back to my old original. I usually don't buy it because it's too expensive. It's just good old Tabasco sauce. Got 0 sodium in it. Oh, no. I almost spilled all that gold into Tuesday's tailings. Troy, thank you very much, brother. Appreciate that. That's some gold already. Couple pieces. First pan on the top, too. But that was from the bottom of the bag, technically, so. John R. Prospecting, how's it going? Thank you for joining the show. Where do you stream on, Redman? Twitch? I know, I love salt. Salt and sugar. Fat, all those things. The 3 things my doctor tells me I can't have. Oh, my gosh. Yeah, I totally, it's funny you see that. Like, I was looking at something the other day. What was it? There was 2 products I was looking at. They're both the exact same size, and one had half as much sodium and sugar. And I was like, oh, this is much better. Then you look, and they just said that it was a half a serving each one. But it was the same amount as the other one. I was like, these people. But they have a company that makes the ramen noodles. I can't remember their name, but they sell them at Walmart and all those. And it's just the 4 like packs of ramen, no seasoning packs or anything else like that. And you can just make your own with just no salt chicken broth and noodles and hot sauce and stuff. Hectobus. All right. Here, I'm going to write that down. I'm going to check you out. I always watch Twitch. I was watching Twitch right before the show started. Because whenever I only got like 5 or 10 minutes, it's just Twitch. It's easy. If I put on YouTube, I'll get involved in something and start forgetting. Twitch, it's just, listening. I do love pickles. I'm one of those people that smothers like hot dogs in relish. So, but I told my kids, I said, now that when you come over here, don't expect good tasting food anymore. Yeah. Now everyone has to have that chicken ramen in their kitchen cabinet. I mean, you can't beat it. What is it? It's like $3 for a box of 12 or $4. Yeah, see, I can't do shorts. Even though I will say next week I am putting out my first ever short. Maybe next week. When is it coming out? Um, let me see my calendar. No, I think sometime this week, either Friday or Saturday, I have a short coming out. And this will probably be my only short I ever put out. So, Steven, I'm not a huge fan of agave. I'm not a fan of the like coconut sugar. I'm not a fan of whatever the other sugar that's really popular now. I'll just do it black. I'll get used to it after a while. Yeah, a Miller short. A Miller short. I'm not going to tell y'all, but I will have tomorrow since I don't have the cost of this Paydirt. I don't have I don't know any information other than it did come from Paystreak Prospecting. So tomorrow I won't have a results video coming out for this. So instead, I am having a trailer coming out for an upcoming video. And it won't be Saturday's video. It'll be next month's. It'll be an April video. But it's going to be a good one. Really, really good one. So I'm doing a trailer for it. I'm going to do a short for it. More gold, more gold. And no, it's not a collab with Mike from the Gold Nugget sale, since he seems to be doing collabs with everybody but me. Not that I sell Paydirt or anything. Yeah. I do have like 30 pounds of Tuesday tailings, though. Weezin, what's up, brother? I know, I was so thrown off when you weren't here early. I was like, wait, somebody else posted first. This is from Paystreak Prospecting, John. They're an Arizona Paydirt seller. There's two companies called, this one's called Paystreak Prospecting. They're as legitimate as you can get without any guaranteed gold. They're not that knockoff company that has like 400 names. They do have one called Paystreak as well. I think theirs is called Paystreak Gold Prospecting or something like that. This is just paystreakprospecting.com. I've done a few reviews on them in the past a long time ago. It's kind of hit or miss on what you'll get. I know, this probably might be a good bag. I don't know. But see, I've been sitting on this one. This one, I know it's from last year sometime. So I don't even know what Gold Spot was when I got this. That's what, sometimes Paydirt sits on my shelf too long that I actually throw away my notes for it. I mean, I usually keep everything on my computer, but sometimes I'll be like, oh, well, I'm not going to review it, and I'll just pan it out on the side. Because I do like to pan stuff out, not on camera and not for a review, sometimes just to relax. You know, if my doctor tells me I can't have sugar or salt, I'll be like, okay, I'm going to go pan something out. So sometimes I'll essentially get rid of all my notes just so I'll, pan it on the side. But I figured, why not pan it out? It was either this or I do have a thing of Amaze 6. But I think I'd save that one. I try to keep everything kind of themed. And since this is kind of like an unsearched Paydirt, I figured with my last video being unsearched, might as well. Some really thin gold. This is thin gold. While I am seeing gold so far in every pan, it is very thin gold. So I'm not sure how much it'll budge scale. Yeah. 2 weeks is a big eclipse. Yes, yes. Home Zoo Prospecting, how's it going? Thank you for joining the show. Appreciate it. Appreciate everyone that's here. I always appreciate everyone who comes to join me on the show. Most of y'all are smart and show up when I'm doing my panning, so you don't have to look at the ugly mug. But I appreciate it anyway. And if one of the mods wants to drop the link, or all of the mods, since I have a couple of them in here, they'll probably all drop it. Or they could fight over who's first if they want to drop the hidden link. And again, I will be picking one name. We're getting close. I think this is spot number 8 or something. Where's my notepad? Yep. This will be raffle spot number 8. And once we get to 10, the next week we will do the giveaway. So this is for spot number 8 for my 1 gram bag. I think it's only 4 ounces in case it's international, of my golden Paydirt that I did a few months ago for my Patreon members. Hey, Dib, how's it going, brother? Thank you for joining the show. And yeah, it's pretty clean material. If I remember right, like I said, it's been a while since I've looked at the Paystreak website. I think they get most of their material from Bradshaw Mountain or around that area. So it's pretty much like lynch mining material. This is like lynch mining without all the glitz and glam of a pretty packaging. And a guarantee. And very slow shipping. They actually ship pretty quickly. That was your best bag yet? More gold, more gold. Getting some tiny pieces in there, getting some bigger pieces, but they're all very, very thin. I've been trying to think of a way to start weighing stuff up on the Tuesday shows so I don't have to do a results show the next day. But I'm gonna have to figure out a way to do it. Because usually my other camera is set up all the way to the right, so if you're looking at me during the front camera, my overhead is to the right and my panning cam, this one is to the left. But my computer can only handle 2 cameras at once. It can't handle a third one. Not enough USB ports. And then it still can only handle 2 before it starts going cray-cray. So I've been trying to think how to do it. But I might have to just get a top for this and just start doing it on here afterwards. Since they're not really official reviews, since I do have the Tuesday tailings and I don't go back through it, it doesn't matter if I miss a little bit or it's got a little bit of black sands in it. But just out of curiosity, try and do it, crunch the numbers. Who is that? W9 UFO. How's it going, brother? Long time no see. How you been doing? John Ayers, a Trevor Trove Lynch. I wouldn't mind getting another one for my shelf if John ever wants to sell one. If you ever want to sell one of those bags, hit me up. Just type in my email in live chat. It'll tell you. Just type in email. Or you might have it already. Dylan at Miller Prospecting. It'd probably have to be a gizmo bag. That was the only one I really liked. That was the one I was partial to. So yeah, make sure you go to the hidden link because we're getting close to the end of it. I do have a 1 gram bag of Paydirt I will be giving away just for popping in and hanging out with me during these live shows. So Aqua Donkey, how's it going, brother? Thank you for joining the show. Appreciate it. Hope everyone's doing good. Hey, if you have any of the original gizmos, just hit me up. Tell me what you want for them. Yeah, just put my email on the screen. I'm going to chat. You can just email me there. The reserve was the best bag to buy if you were trying to make a profit or get the best ROI. The reserves bag, for whatever reason, I think it was just their in between. You know, like they really promoted the gizmos, they really promoted the black label, and the reserve was kind of the one that fell in the middle, but they didn't pay it much attention, so it tended to have the highest ROI. I just like the gizmo because you were pretty much going to get the same amount of gold out of any of those bags if they were the same price. Because originally they all started at the same price, but the gizmos had the chance of the extra gems and stuff. So, and even though I'm not a huge fan of the gems, it was just, I think it was the thing that they said there was an Apache, you could get an Apache tier. And I only got, I mean, I must have bought, 2 dozen of the gizmos, and I only got one Apache tier ever. But I think it was just that. Yeah. So we'll have to see. I think Lynch Mining's domain ends in like 2 years. I think it was 2026 the domain ends. We'll have to see if they re-up it. I put a notice in to my domain host to let me know when it gets close. But I want to see if they keep that domain. The Diablo was fun. I liked. I mean, their paydirts were, all their paydirts were different. Their gold was exact same, pretty much in every one. But I will say it. A lot of that has to do with, Lynch was probably, it really sucks that they closed in the way they did it and they ripped off so many people. So I don't want to say too much praise for Lynch since the way they went out was kind of bad, but they were in kind of a rough spot. When Lynch came out, they were really the company to come out when Paydirt really took off. Like when a lot of people started buying Paydirt was when they were there. So they had, when they first came out, their Paydirts were a lot harder to pan out. They would put fine gold in it. They would put medium-sized gold. They'd put large gold in it. But then as, the growing pains for them was not only like credit card scams and stuff like that they got hit with a lot, but they also, when people just come into this hobby, they can't pan very well. Then they complain, I didn't find the gram. I only found 0.85 because I couldn't find all that fine gold. And then you get irate customers. You got people tying up your customer service with, just because they can't pan good enough. So they were in the kind of the bad position of being the big company right when, Paydirt really took off as, becoming really, really popular. But so then they just switched and made it, all their Paydirt was the same size gold and all their Paydirt, But Joey Brown, how's it going? Thank you for joining the show. Appreciate it. Right, I did see that he said, I saw that about Dan. I didn't watch that video though. Hey, Yukon. It's Allison. Did you get a notification or did you just happen to check on a Tuesday? Yeah, and make sure you hit that like button. Make sure if you watch any of my videos, you hit the like button. YouTube is not loving my channel right now. I don't know. I must upset somebody by saying something at some point or just being too ugly. But they are not being nice with my videos. Even if you type in my name, Miller Prospecting now, sometimes they will put other people's videos about Miller Prospecting in front of my own videos. So make sure you hit the likes up on my button. Usually, you know, I don't ever tell y'all stuff like that. And I try not to bother myself with it too much. But, you know, if for whatever reason you're searching my channel, you know, and you watch one of my videos, make sure you hit the thumbs up. But you can always just go to my website. It's much better anyway than YouTube. And I got all the videos. What? You got the notification? That's crazy. And yet you're late. You got the notification and you're late? Tisk, tisk. Well, I appreciate you being here. I see your package to me is in like LA or somewhere. Taking it slow time getting here, but that's okay. It's getting worth more and more money every day. And gold's going up. They keep unsubscribing me. Yeah. YouTube's not happy. I think it has a lot to do with just not enough thumbs up. And, you know, I don't ever tell people to do thumbs up because I don't pay attention to it. But, you know. Wildcat Prospecting, thank you for joining the show. Appreciate it. Tony, appreciate you joining the show. Oh, it is at my post office? See, I didn't check today. I did see, I mean, I did check the USPS thing, but I didn't actually look to see what packages it was. I was like, oh, well. But that's awesome. So I only have to get like, it'll probably only take them like another 3-4 days to get it to me then. Well, thank you very much, Wrench. John, I appreciate it. I'm sure you're moving stuff around in the yard. Well, you have a great day, brother, and thank you very much. And thank you for just popping in. Alan Curie, thank you for being here. And I do need to get better. I will say one thing. I do need to get better at replying to comments. I kind of got out of it for a while, and it's always hard. But I made a note and put it on my desk, and I'm going to start trying to spend at least, 30 minutes a day replying to comments. Because I read every comment. I read absolutely every comment that's left on a video because I have to approve them all. And I did that. I manually approve every single comment on every video just so I know I read them. And then a lot of times in my head, I reply to them, but then, I don't actually click over that section and start replying. But I'm going to start trying to be much better at replying to every comment. No. A little bit more wee gold. So far, I think that's every pan. Every pan has had a little bit of gold in it. Not sure. I mean, $40. Yeah. Looking pretty good. Alan Curie, thank you. I appreciate you being here. Rocky Mountain Prospector, thank you for being here. Thank you, everyone, joining the show. I always appreciate it. I know most of you will, turn it off as soon as my ugly mug shows back up, but, A3 Sky Warrior, what's up, brother? You hiding at work? And I know I saw you here earlier, and I don't know if I said hi to you or not. But if, everyone knows if I miss you in chat, I apologize. I am panning and just trying to keep up with chat on my phone. So, and we haven't even gone through very much of this material yet. We've probably only gone through half of it. So, I need to step it up. Safe travels. Stay away from that fake emergency exit. Make sure you keep your seatbelt on. Just tinier and tinier pieces of gold. Oh no. You up front? All right. That's the best place to be. They always say either in the very front of the plane or the very back. You never want to be in the middle. Because that's where the plane wings are. Where the wings are is where all the fuel is. So if a plane crashes, you don't want to be anywhere near the fuel. Vendetta, what's up, brother? Thank you for joining the show. Appreciate it. Always a pleasure. I do need to text you either probably tomorrow. I probably won't do it tonight after the show because I'll forget once I call my kids and stuff. I do need to text you about something. Hopefully you're doing good and stuff like that too. So 9 more months. Ooh. Hopefully they go well. Hopefully they work. That's the key thing, is if they work. Oh man, didn't you play video games? It's just the same thing. Yeah. I know if there was ever an emergency on a plane and they were like, Dylan, you have to fly the plane, the first thing I'd be doing is looking for the shooter buttons, like where do I shoot with? How do I drop bombs? Yeah, I would not give very much. People wouldn't trust me very much when I'm starting to make pew pew noises while I'm trying to emergency land the plane. Hmm. Get rid of the big cobbles here. Huh, getting some chunky gold again. Huh, this might be a really good $40 bag. I might have to make a new video about how you should start buying unsearched paydirts. I still believe that. I still think if a seller tells you, I think so when I shot the video I did last time about the unsearched paydirts, I did forget a few things, and it always happens when you shoot a video. It's not until you watch it like 5 times that you realize, oh man, I should have said this, I should have said that. But anytime anyone says I add gold to make sure you get some, then then they know the material doesn't have gold. If I was pulling dirt out of the ground and I could see, like when I poured this out of the bag I saw gold falling. Now, if that was straight out of the ground, like if I was working a shovel and I could see gold falling out of the shovel into the bag, then I wouldn't add any. But if you sit there and say, oh, I'm adding a little bit of gold, then it's just because there's nothing in the material. And nobody's ever going to find a rich spot with lots of gold and say, oh, let me just give that away. What's up, troubled one? It took me for the longest time. So when I came into my studio to set up, I had forgot to dry up the gold from the last bag, from your bag, troubled one, and it was just sitting there. And I mean, it literally took me 15 minutes of thinking, like, where's that gold from? Why is that gold sitting on my table? And I could not think. And I was like, well, and then I thought it was a culvert. And I was like, no, because I weighed up and did a video about the culvert. I'm like, why is this here? Ugh. But now it's safe in the jar. We'll be going towards Patreon Paydirts. Yeah, it's impossible to have it. That's it. Well, that's why they, it's kind of the thing, you know, if you went to, I don't know why people buy bags of Paydirt that say, no guarantee, but we add gold. And they wouldn't do that with almost anything else. Like you wouldn't go to a hamburger place and they would, if they told you, hey, we have a $2 quarter pounder, we have a $5 half pounder, and we have a $3.50. It's got meat, but we're not going to tell you how much meat is in it. Nobody's going to buy that one because you don't know. You're going to be like, oh, wow, man, I just got a kid's burger for $3.50. You're not going to buy that. If you go to a car dealership and they have the car with the 4-cylinder, and then they have a car for twice as much money with an 8-cylinder. Then they say, oh, and we also got this $30,000 car, but we're not going to tell you what kind of engine it has or if it even has an engine, but we guarantee you it will roll out of here. you know? Uh, if somebody's going to sell something, and they have a few sellers, I would just wouldn't buy it. But there's a couple that you'll see on eBay where they'll just say, hey, it's a pound of dirt. I dig it out of the ground, and that's it. You're going to get skunked, but, it really bugs me when people go to great lengths to tell you how great their Paydirt is, but they won't guarantee any gold in it. Like, oh, this is the best dirt I've ever been on. It's the richest material I've ever seen. You're guaranteed to have fun. You're guaranteed this and that, and you're guaranteed this. It's got pickers and nuggets, and it's our richest ground ever. And yeah, then guarantee something. Guarantee me my money back. Put a money back guarantee on that. If it's so good, tell me you'll give me my money back if I don't like it. So. Still have a 5 grammer. Woo-wee, that's going to be a good one. I was looking at Allie's website today, and I was just drooling, waiting for that stuff to be back in stock. Like, ooh. Yeah, like I've got no problem with unsearched Paydirt with a guarantee because there might be something extra in there, but the odds are it won't be. It's going to be, but at least you know what you're paying for. You know. Even though Yukon Alley doesn't consistently have gold Paydirt, she does sell out. It's not a full-time gig for her. There's a reason. Her Paydirt is so special. That's why I keep her on my top 10 list. She's not in the top 10. I think number 11. I put an extra spot just in there for Yukon Alley because I think her Paydirt is so awesome. So you don't put them on the shelf. You just keep them on your couch, huh? You can, they're like sit next to you. Y'all watch TV together. But in 90% of the time, Wildcat, and probably more than 90%, it's probably much higher than 90%. Anyone selling unsearched bags of Paydirt still adds gold. They still add gold. Just you can't do the math. If you do the math, there just would never be gold in any bags of Paydirt. I mean, there just wouldn't. There's just not enough gold in them, in the material. And if somebody runs, so if it's truly unsearched, like if they're just pulling it straight out of the ground, there's no area that you would get decent gold even from a 5-pound bag. It just wouldn't be. So that means they're adding in gold. So then it no longer becomes a real unsearched bag if somebody's adding in gold. It makes it a fake bag of Paydirt, and they might as well tell you how much gold they added, then it's guaranteed. I mean, I'm like you. I got into this hobby because I loved the chance. There was, oh man, maybe I'll find more than how much they say is in here. Maybe that $30 bag will have $100 worth of gold. I'm just like everyone else. There's always that chance, and it does happen. But it's usually 90% of the time a bonus bag they don't tell you about, There used to be a seller, Jimbo's Gold, and I talked to him a lot about it. And what he used to do is he would say, if he was going to average putting in 1.2 grams in every bag, that's what he said he would average at putting in. Instead, what he would do would put in 1.1. And then every 10th bag, he would put in that extra 0.1 from the other 9 bags. So you would end up getting 2 grams. And sometimes he would divide it up and, 8 bags would have 1.1 and 2 bags would have 1.5 or 1.6. So you'd get an over 100% ROI from those. And those were bonus bags, but he didn't put that anywhere on his website. He didn't tell people about it. He didn't say it. He didn't talk about it. It was just a secret bonus bag, and people would get extra gold. And they would think, oh, wow, he's only saying there's 1 gram. There's no way he put in 1.5 or 1.6 and let me make money. So they would think they found natural gold, and that's all it is. I will do that. I was looking at it the other day. I might have to. Not sure. I was trying to fit it on my calendar. I'm going to try and figure out soon. Yeah, I mean, I totally agree with the chance. I mean, I love the chance. But my problem with 90% of it is most sellers nowadays that do unsearched are just trying to scam you, knowing that's how we all feel. There's a reason why 95% of all prospectors end up going broke, because they chase those chances once too often. All right, troubled one, you have a great night, brother. Oh, Brad, there's this, Felix never will. And Felix is always going to be 50%. No. I've had so many talks with one of my good friends about Felix Paydirt. And I don't know if they do it anymore. I don't think so. I think they've kind of gone downhill. But I know when they first started selling Felix Paydirt, the reason why they were so expensive is because, one, they'd put in bigger pieces of gold. So if you bought a $400 bag of Paydirt, you were going to be getting a 3 or 4 gram nugget in every bag, but you were still only going to, this was when gold was $30 a gram, and then they throw in a couple other little pieces and you'd get, for a $400, you'd get $200 worth of gold, but one of them would be a beautiful 4 gram nugget, and that's why people bought it. And they would think, oh, that nugget's worth so much money and this, and it was just beautiful. But Nowadays, I don't think they do as much nuggets. And they also used to do really big, like every few months they'd give away an ounce nugget and stuff like that. I think they kind of got away from that as much. Because you used to be able to see it every year. They'd post on their website that year's winner every year. Then it kind of stopped in like 2014 or something like that. It was 2012. I think they've only shown one picture. Yeah, Felix has a last chance bag every year. I think Felix's problem is it's just so expensive. Like getting burned, going on eBay and spending $40 on a bag of Paydirt and getting skunked. It sucks. It really does. Buying golden Paydirt for $40, getting skunked really sucks. But it's $40. At the end of the day, you could go to McDonald's for the day, or you could get skunked on a bag of Paydirt. But Felix, you spend $400 on one of his bags of Paydirt and get 50%. That $400, you could have went and bought a 5-grammer from Gold Nugget Sales, and probably still had enough for McDonald's too. So I think that's their problem. I think that's one of the reasons why they're going down so much too. And you got to think too, when Felix was really big and they were selling those bags of Paydirt, I think they were charging like $300, $350 even back then, when gold was so low. That's what it used to be. That's what their old bags used to be. So like if you were going to get, so gold at the time when they were really, really popular was probably 35, maybe it hit $40 a gram. If you spent $400, 200 of that in gold, you could get a 3-gram nugget for $120, and then they'd pepper it, probably even a 4-grammer. And then they'd put in a gram of other sized gold. So you'd still get other pieces, but it was always just, 10 or 12 pieces of gold, then a really big nugget. So yeah, the only reviews I've ever done on Felix were ones that a good friend of mine who really loves Felix would get, and I would have to send him the gold back. He just liked their gold, and he liked getting the bigger pieces of gold. So he would make me deal, like he would tell me, "Oh, I love them, I love them." And I was like, "Well, send me a bag, order a bag, and send it to me, and I'll review it, and I'll send you the gold back." And he'd be like, "Okay, okay." But he stopped doing that, I think, because I never gave him a good review. Mm. Oh, things gonna change. Yeah. Well, he's old school. Felix has been around forever. That's how they used to advertise. Felix used to originally advertise just in the back of magazines and stuff like that. So, once you bought in, they would start with those flyers, and that's just kind of how that's their business model, and they're going to stick with it until the day they die. It's a top 12 now, Mark. I've got 2 extras in there. I've got my top 10, and I've got 2 extras in there. Yukon Alley's on the top. She's number 11. I really love her. She just, you know, 90% of the time someone's going to click on that link. She's not going to have any in stock. And number 12, Mammoth Gold Nuggets. I'm still iffy about it. They're very expensive. It's a big gamble spending $23 on shipping. You got to have a really good ROI to get it. If they don't put extra gold in that bag, you're going to get, not happy. Yeah, the Miskimos is really dirty stuff, but his gold's dirty, his material's dirty, but I think it's some fun stuff to go through. One of the reasons why I wanted to do a top 10 is I think everyone should at least try out everyone in that top 10, just because they're all such different paydirts too. You know, they're from all over the areas. You know, Mike over at Gold Nugget Sales has a lot of different ones. So since I don't have an Australian paydirt in my top 10, you know, if somebody wants to try Australian paydirt, they can order one of those from Gold Nugget Sales. They can try some Yukon stuff from, you know, either Blue Tundra to Yukon or Yukon Alley, Arizona paydirt from Vendetta. It's definitely worth it, you know. You just need to, what you need to do is you need to just doing like an email blast or a Facebook blast like a week before you're going to sell and tell everyone, hey, getting ready to sell, save up your pennies. Go search your couch for them quarters. I'm getting ready to sell some bags. Nightbot is the best. I was thinking about bringing his brother in, but I don't know. I haven't had the time to bring his brother onto the show yet. We'll have to see. All right, almost done. And make sure, who was it? Weezen just posted the link for the hidden video. Make sure you go over to the hidden video and leave a comment. I will be pulling a name after we pan out this paydirt, and this will be raffle spot number 8. In 3 more weeks, I'll be giving away a 1 gram bag of paydirt to one of the people's names that I pulled. We're going to only be pulling 10 names, so you have a 1 in 10 chance of winning a 1 gram bag of my my golden paydirt, which is much better than any other golden paydirt that you'll ever buy, because it actually has gold in it, a guaranteed 1 gram bag. And you know, all you have to do is let me know, and I'll be more than happy to tell everyone I know. If you just tell me a couple weeks in advance, I'll make sure I tell everyone in advance. Because I do like talking, that's for sure. Oh, I just saw some big old pieces of gold. Oh, $40. I'm going to have to 3-pound. Little bitty pickers. This one's kind of hardy. This one's really thin, but still. Did you make that bag after you were watching one of my shows and half asleep, Dib? Either that or maybe he's just weighing up every pretty rock he saw in there. I see. There was a reviewer once, I won't say any names, but they did a review on somebody. And they pulled out the gold, and then they said they found silver in it as well. And they weighed it up, and it was something like, you know, an ounce of silver they said they found in it. And it wasn't. It was just sulfides. It was just like crushed pyrites and sulfide, they had no silver in the material because I did a review on them too. But they just saw that shiny stuff and they're like, oh, if it's not gold, it's got to be silver. Yeah, see, that's why when I'm panning off camera, I use my bifocals, my 8 times magnification reading glasses, so I don't miss anything. Even those tiny little pieces that are almost all black iron staining, I'll see that one little piece of gold glinting out with my super peeps. Yeah, that's 90% of it though, is trusting the weight and how stuff's moving in your, like if you see something black that refuses to drop down or move, then you got to kind of roll it around to see, if it's got a little bitty corner somewhere that's gold. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of silver. I'm not a fan of silver. I don't know if Vendetta's still here, but I did one of Vendetta's Paydirts, and I love doing it because I knew I was going to do it. If I know in advance that it's going to have a lot of silver, I will plan for it. It's because I just pick all the silver out with tweezers. So, I mean, it took me probably an entire day to do. But if I get surprised by something, if I buy a bag of Paydirt and it's got all kinds of silver in it, 90% of the time, I don't even try to get it out. The big pieces, that's it. Doesn't matter if it's for a review or not. They just get the big pieces. That's it. Don't surprise me with silver and expect it to be in the review. Oh, this was a long time ago. This was years and years ago, HD. This was like 4 or 5 years ago. That seller's long closed and ripped off some people. And I don't mind. Like I said, I think most of the time I don't like Paydirts when they put in silver or gems or things like that, is if they don't put it in the description. Because a lot of times, it's personal taste to me. Like my kids, and I know a lot of people. My good friend Clint, I know he likes bags of Paydirt with extra stuff in it. He just likes that because they like to pick through it. Conan from, the old review channel, Conan, that him and his wife used to like picking through it first. Some people just like that. Me, I don't. I don't like picking through gold. I don't like having to pull out gems and stuff like that. That's why a lot of times when I do a review, if it's not in the description, I might pull it out on camera. And then you'll never hear me say anything about it at the end of the video, just because it wasn't in the description, so I don't count it as something I should look for or pan out. But if it's in the description, I just either won't order it, or I'll do it. That's me. I just like the gold and the dirt. That's it. I just love the gold. I want to see that gold. I want to see the different types of dirt, the way they both react to each other and things like that. And if you put in a whole bunch of aquarium rocks, it just distracts me. And, it's just stuff to move out of the way. They don't move the same as gold and dirt does. And there's no problem. Like I said, I know lots of people that like those extra surprises. I know some people like to pick through it. And if I know, a lot of my original reviews were with my kids because at the time when they were younger and actually wanted to be around me and do stuff, they enjoyed picking through stuff, even though I will say me and my son are going to be shooting a video together. We're going to be doing a head-to-head battle. But when my kids were younger, that's what we'd do. We'd pick through the gem bags and pick out all the gems and pan it. It's just, you got to know in advance, Yeah, that's it. Heidi and Conan. I was thinking about them the other day. Yeah, Heidi would always pick through it first, then Conan would pan it out. This is my friend Clint and Cheryl. They do the same thing. She picks through it, then he pans it. Yeah, I mean, the Culver one I found, what was it? I found a nickel and an arrowhead. But you saw me, I pulled them out. If you watch the video, I pull them out and I set them aside. But then I never really talk about them after because to me, I just kind of forget about the stuff like that. But if it's in the description, I'll make a note on my thing to weigh them and add their value into the review. But if they're not, then I just think they're extras and kind of forget about them. I will say, if I do find a Mercury dime, I tend to put those in my pocket. Just because I like Mercury dimes, but, you know, it's each their own, you know? That's why I think descriptions are so important. You know, like if you love picking through Paydirts and you like having gems and extras and stuff like that, if a seller tells you they put that in there, there's a better chance that you'll buy from them than the other seller who doesn't tell you. You know, if they both have identical prices, if they both say 85 bucks, they both guarantee 1 gram, but one says, oh, I throw in all kinds of gems and extras, and you like that, you're going to buy that one. You know, but if you don't, you're going to buy the other one. Come on, rocks. Slide on down. Crystalline silver is the worst to pan out. Just because when a seller puts it in a bag, it'll be a beautiful, nice little piece of crystalline silver. But by the time it gets to you and you've panned it, it's broken up into a million little shards. And you're like, oh. And the worst thing about it is with crystalline silver, it's got so many flat sides that it just doesn't move. It will stay at the top of the pan and you just can't get it out with the gold. I just love the Mercury. I think Mercury's, they're not the best or not the only best coin, but I just think I love Mercury's. I think all the old coins, Walking Liberties are beautiful old coins. This is a couple. The dimes to me were just always, I think, the best looking. That was an affordable price. You know, it was a great way when I used to collect coins. You know, that you could really get into it. Pennies, not too pretty. They're really cheap. You can get a whole bunch of really cool pennies, and they're really cheap. But to me, they just don't look good. But old Mercuries, you know, absolutely beautiful. Nickels, eh. Not a huge fan of nickel, but I do like old quarters are really nice looking, old dimes, old dollars. Hmm. You'd be amazed. So when I went to France when I was a kid, it baffled me because here, you know, a dollar is a dollar. You know, it's a bill. Very few people carry dollar coins. But when I went to Europe when I was a kid, you'd find so much coinage on the ground. And it was actually worth a lot. Like I remember I'd see like 1 franc coins everywhere. And I'm like, I'm picking them up, sticking them in my pocket, picking up all the coins. And after like 3 days of being there, I was like, oh, I want to trade this in, to buy something. And I'm thinking it's just like pennies and nickels and stuff. I'm like, oh, this is probably like $3. What am I gonna buy? And it was like $50. I was like, jackpot. I was like 6 years old. And I was like, what? I'm like, these people crazy. Coins for big bucks. I wouldn't mind buying some of that, Allison. Just hit me up the next time you get a little bit, especially a nice bigger piece. Oh, that sounds cool, Red Man. I know. If I wasn't so broke and didn't have like problems in life, I keep thinking, oh man, I'd like to get some graded silver coins for my kids, for when I pass. But that'll have to wait. I have to just live a couple more years, then we'll start doing that. Once all the lawyers and doctors are done bleeding me dry. Hey, Glasstron, how's it going? Thank you for joining the show. I know somebody with 6 tons of old pennies. Oh, it would just be for prettiness. It wouldn't be for monetary value in bulk. Yeah. Yeah, if I was just trying to have a ton of silver for my kids, I would just buy junk silver because once you melt it down, it's all the same. But when you get old and you have lots of times on your hand, that's when you can sit on eBay all day and say, I'm a bid on all these things, save 5 cents. It is, Tim. That's why he has 6 tons of them because the copper's worth more. I've been trying to convince him to let me have a box of them because they're all unsearched too. They're just all copper. He's never searched any of them for any of the key dates or anything. Everyone needs to get a bag of Yukon Alley next time she has some available. But she's going to tell me this time like 2 weeks, 3 weeks in advance. So we'll definitely, I will definitely post everywhere I can, letting everyone know before she starts selling. I know it's a really nice $40 bag. Now, I will say, I've been holding on this for a while, so gold was probably much closer to 60 than it is now. But all right, let's move everything around, make y'all look at my ugly mug, give away a spot. But yeah, that's really good for a $40 bag. Now, tomorrow I'm not going to have a results video. I probably will weigh this up and I will post the results on Patreon. And even if you're not a Patreon member, I'll make sure I make it so it's free. You can just go Miller Prospecting, Patreon. But all right, that's going to. I have to look at my ugly mug now. So yeah, but I will post the results on Patreon. You can go as a free member and just look me up, and I'll post the results. I'll probably also post the results on YouTube on the community tab. I'm working on adding a spot on my website so I can post stuff, like a blog section. I just have to move stuff around because I added stuff, and I'll show y'all when we get to the website when I'm getting ready to pull the name. But I've been working on a website, adding some stuff, trying to make stuff easier to find stuff. But all right, let me catch up on chat too. 3 or 4. But yeah, I'm really happy with that. Again, this was from Paydirt Prospecting. paystreakprospecting.com. Make sure it looks like that if you go check them out. They do have a copycat website. They do have somebody else that has a website really similarly named. That's not them. It's junk one. So, but like I said, I've either gotten good results from them or bad. It's like that, you're either going to get a 40% ROI or a 100% ROI and maybe something in between, but probably the silver coins. Silver coins, I mean, if you're getting them for the same price, it would, like if you get an ounce of, or let's say you get a pound of silver shot for X amount of money, and for the exact same amount, you can get a pound of silver coins. The silver coins will be worth more because they'll just be more collectible. If the world goes, to poop, the zombies take over, then it won't matter either way. You'll be trading the dollar will be worthless, and the people will just want these silver to put in, to hunt down the werewolves with. So they're just going to melt it all down anyway. But if society is still around, coins will always be better because you'll always have people that collect them, And that's it, mentally corrupted. Yeah, if you're doing art bars, you'll make more money off of art bars by buying, cheaper, because typically that's what I said. Typically you can get shot cheaper than you can silver coins. So, but if you're getting them for the same price, go with coins every time. But typically you can get shot a lot cheaper, so then you can, take the shot, pour, and make yourself some art bars, and you'll make more money with art bars, especially really cool ones. I know, Yukon. What's with these people that just like put them on their shelves and don't pan it? The only ones I have on my shelf are people that don't sell. That's why I try to keep stuff up there that's all, JP, HD Shovel Ad, Cult, Carson Prospecting, Banshee Mining, Ozark. These are all people, Spider Ace. These are all paydirts that people that aren't selling. But if you're buying paydirt off a website, pan it out, people. We want to know. Want to know how much you're getting. Because, if y'all don't pan them out, Yukon Alley's over here listening saying, that's about 75% of my customers are just putting them on the shelf. Maybe I should stop putting gold in my paydirt. They won't know. The 20 customers that complain, I'll just send them an extra bag. I know, but these are, like I just said, Mark, see, you just, these are all special bags. Tommy Knockers out of business. LXR. This is his daughter's bag. That LXR does sell paydirt, but this is little LXR's paydirt, and that's why we have that one. And another LXR. The Digger Dugger's bag. These are all the Vendetta. Vendetta does sell paydirt. Y'all might have heard of them, Vendetta Prospecting, but that's just because that's a custom canvas bag. So that's why that one's up there. So. Yeah, and the Spider Ace. Yeah, I actually had to beg him. I didn't have to beg him, but I had to hit him up. I was like, man, I need a Spider Ace for my thing. I haven't had this one up there. So, but all right, here, I will do it. I can manage this. Make sure you've got about 2 minutes. Make sure you go. Ooh, I'm running late. Make sure you go over and leave a comment on the hidden video, because we're going to be giving away spot number 8 today. And in 3 weeks, we'll be giving away this golden bag of paydirt. Yeah, see, my alarm's going off. I don't know. My alarm telling me, oh, you're running late. I forgot I set that yesterday. No, that's all right. Doug is a miner out of Arizona. Great guy, great guy. Kids' inheritance is growing. No, my kids are pot out of luck if this is all they're getting. So, but that's all right. One of these days, these shelves will keep getting more and more full. So I got lots of room. Like these Gold Rush bags are empty, so I got spot to replace them with something. But I'm trying to get every bag up here to be a 1 gram bag, so that way they will know what they have. If they know every bag up here is a 1 gram bag, then in desperate times, when the doctors charge me way too much, my lawyers charge me too much, I can just start throwing bags at them. Mm. So, all right, before we start, as always, YouTube and its affiliates have nothing to do with this giveaway because y'all aren't nice to me, YouTube. You don't like put my videos at the very top. You make me look for them and stuff like that. So, you know, this giveaway is 100% by me. Now, we've already had 7 winners. Nathan, KC Sering, Beerman Prospecting, Stephen LeBlanc, Beerman Prospecting again, Weezen Geezer, and those are all Patreon members, so they can get another spot tonight if they happen to get their name pulled. And then Alan Jackson. And Alan Jackson is not a Patreon member, so if I pull Alan Jackson's name, he can't win tonight. I can't hold on to a bag of Paydirt for more than a week. Hey, how's it going, Reese? Well, I can, but that's just because I review them. But if it's not for review, it's hard for me to. But if I buy them for review, then they'll sit in here. If I buy them for me, they go on my desk, and then I stare at them for a couple of days, and I'm like, oh, let me go pan that out. So we're going to go pull a name. And again, just in case you didn't see it early in the show, this is my Tuesday tailings for my Patreon members. This is a bag of the French Gulch. I did a video on it on another Tuesday show. And this is all that crystallized gold. It was too pretty of gold for me, so I just dried up the dirt, dried up the gold, put it back in here. I didn't weigh up the gold or anything like that. And this will be for my Patreon members. This will be the 1 gram bag we give away because it was over a gram of gold. But this will be for my Patreon members. So we'll put this back on the shelf right over here. But that one won't be there long because at the end of the month for my Patreon giveaway, I'll be giving that away to one of my Patreon members. But all right, let's get rid of the gold, shrink down. Oh, wait, I got 2. There we go. Let me go get the sweet little URL for this. Make sure all the comments are going through. All right, there we go. Held for review, none published. There we go. Details. Give me that link. There we go. It's all right. Let's shrink down the ugly mug and give away a slot. Yep, I know, 30 bags. That's why you got just as much of a shot as being a Patreon member of winning this bag than his. So I'm going to have to look back at that video because I think this might be more than a gram. I just don't remember. I don't think I weighed it up. No, we'll have to see. I know it was over a gram. I just don't know how much over. But yeah, this is the same dirt, the same gold. It'll just be for a Patreon member. And I'm probably still going to try and buy one of those 30 bags just to have on there. But I don't know. 30 bags, I don't think I'll have to remember to look at it. So, but all right, let's shrink down the ugly mug, get rid of the panning cam. And we're going to give away the spot. All right. So there we go. And as always, there's the shameless plug for the Miller Prospecting website. And as you can see, I have updated my top 10 recommended sellers. I removed somebody. I'm not going to say who or why, but I have removed somebody. And I've added Vendetta Prospecting back onto the top 10 because now he is consistently selling again. Thank you, Vendetta. So Gold Nugget Sales, Vendetta Prospecting, Gold Nugget Man, Blue Tundra, Irwin's Paydirt, Culver Prospecting, Gold Bay, Bill's Dirt, Black Mass Paydirts, and Flash in the Pan Paydirt in my top 10. And as a bonus, I also added in Yukon Alley and Mammoth Gold Nuggets, 2 other sellers I really like. They just weren't fitting. I did the top 10 mostly off of ROIs, but there was a couple other little things that made me move some up a spot, some down. But that was about it. Culver Prospecting made the list. So Culver Prospecting is all the way at number 6. So coming out with a bang. I mean, I know he's been selling for a while, but, you know, I'm late to the party all the time, you know, and last video we did, where's it at? There we go. Make sure you go watch the truth about Unsearched Paydirt so you don't blow money on Unsearched Paydirt. But now, let's give away a spot. Let's fetch that thing. No replies. Again, good luck, everyone. And you must post something in the live chat if I pull your name. Otherwise, you lose your spot, and I will just pick 2 spots next week. So be here or be square. So let's go. 57 comments. Let's go. Pick a winner. John R. Prospecting. Wow, I know he's in chat. Happy Tuesday, everyone. Hopefully one of these days I finally win a bag of Paydirt from Miller Prospecting. Good luck, everyone. Well, you're this much closer to winning a bag, John R. Now you got a 1 in 10 chance. Well, actually, it's a little less because Bierman Prospecting has 2 spots, so he's got the upper edge a little bit. I think Paydirt, the ratio, even though it's still 1 in 10, I think it skews it a little bit towards him a little. But congratulations, John R. Prospecting. Now you must post something in the live chat. And now because of John, y'all have to look at my ugly mug. Full size. So there we go. Now we can open up chat. Oh, John is here. Big surprise. So John is here. So John, you have spot number 8. And you don't need to do anything. You're around enough where if you win, I can holler your name and everyone will know. But now you've got a 1 in 10 chance of winning the golden bag of Paydirt. And that will be on, we'll be doing that giveaway on 4/16, April 16th. That's the day, that Tuesday. So. And it's 100% rigged. You know this is rigged. It's not worth doing if you're not rigging it. I'm going to definitely check it out. I'm going to come by right after. Once I'm done with my show and my kids, I'll come pop over and look at it. Hey, Gary. Thank you for joining the show. Appreciate it. Well, we'll have to fix that. Maybe we could trade a bag. You know, I don't mind trading a bag for you for a Lynch, you know, or heck, even a John R bag. I might trade you for one of those. I could add a John R to my shelf. Just email me. I don't mind. Yeah. Email me about the Lynch, or, you know, I'll buy something, or we can trade for the John R. You know, I'll trade you a Miller Prospecting Tuesday tailings bag. So, but yeah, so I won't have tomorrow. I'm not going to do a results video about this Paydirt because I have a trailer coming out tomorrow at 7. But I will post on Patreon at some point during the day, and I'll post on the community tab on YouTube how much gold I found today. I won't know an ROI, but we could probably guess because I think it's a $40 bag. You know, they base their bags on certain prices. So on how much dirt you're getting. And I think the $3 one was the $40. You know, I'll try and look through my records and see if I can find, but I'm almost positive it was a $40 bag of Paydirt. You know, because I originally think I bought them because I had a secret shopper buy them because I was going to have them battle the crappy website that also has a $40 bag. So I know it was right around the $40 price. So, you know, I will post that on there, but then I'll have a trailer dropping tomorrow. I will have a short coming out probably either Friday or Sunday. Saturday, I have a new video review coming out, and this hopefully will be a good one. I'm excited a little bit. It's unsearched. I have no idea what I'm going to find, so we'll have to see. And then next Tuesday, we'll be back, but next Tuesday will be the Patreon live show. So next Tuesday, it's going to be Patreon live, and we'll be giving away some stuff, including this collab that Mike from Golden Nugget Sales didn't know we did, but we did. We did a collab because it's also Tuesday tailings because I panned it out on a Tuesday show. And now it's been dried out and put back in a bag, and you know that gold's too pretty for me. So it would just get mixed up with all my other gold. I'd rather have someone have it that can put it in a vial by themselves. That's it. If it ain't rigged, it ain't right, man. But all right, I'm going to get out of here because I'm late to call my kids. But I hope everyone has a absolutely great week. I hope everyone starts finding some gold. Hopefully the weather warms up. Everyone can start hitting the creeks and finding more gold to put more bags of Paydirt to sell to me. So, but tomorrow I will have a trailer coming out. Make sure you watch the trailer. It's only going to be a 15, 20-second trailer. Make sure you watch that tomorrow. Friday, I will have a short coming out, probably another 15, 20 seconds as well. Saturday, new review. Next Tuesday, Patreon live show. And the trailers are for a video for next month. They are not for this Saturday. Saturday's video is just a normal review, but this trailer is for a new seller coming out. So all right, everybody, I'm going to get out of here. I hope everyone has a great week. Thanks, everyone, for joining the show. I always appreciate everyone who joins these live shows. Thank you all very much. Can't thank y'all enough for being here and putting up with my ugly mug. I appreciate it. And make sure if you've seen anyone in chat that you've never seen before that says they have a channel or anything else like that, go subscribe to them. Everyone loves new subscribers. But I'm out of here. Thanks, everyone. Have a great week.